Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Hey guys, I'm currently chatting... I'm currently catching up after a busy few months with work. You guys have really cheered me up this past week as times have been tough at work and I'm struggling to keep myself in a good mindset. I really sometimes just want to walk out and leave, but the other times it's the best job in the world. I work as a nurse, which sometimes is rewarding, heartwarming and fulfilling, and other times it's heartbreaking and possibly the most frustrating job in the world. Always overworked and underfunded. I'm considering a career change. When do you know when you have had enough of the career you were in? P.S. Thanks for the advice you have given to people. It's helped a lot of people and me. Proxy just listening to you guys. You're welcome. Nurse has got to be the most stressful job. Like, it's the one that is always advertised that they need more people, but they're always overworked.
Yeah, definitely. It's. I think it's one of them ones that is like a noble trade, if you know what I mean. Like, it's one of them ones that, like, when I think about my job is not nowhere near as important as being like a nurse or a doctor or something like that. In the world scheme of things, and I think there's that level of pride that should go with it. But at the same time, if you know you've had enough, you've had enough. Like I've stayed in the job when I knew I had enough way before when I left, and I'm like, I regret that now because there was years wasted where I weren't interested and I was should have moved on earlier than I did. I think I would be in a better position now if I did.
Yeah, I think if you've gone into your work and from the second you're in work, you want to leave. Like, there's no job or no motivation that could want you to stay. That's when you know you've got to leave.
Yeah.
A co-op, I could have killed myself. Like there's a few times riding my bike into work, I swerved in front of a car, just trying to fucking put myself in misery.
Just like testing fate.
Yeah. Just say like you swerve and you think to yourself, if I can move out of the way, then it's going to be another day, and if I don't, it's done.
There you go. Smear. That's the psyche.
Yeah, that's you're done.
No, but I understand what you mean. I remember when I was a manager, I've mentioned this before, having a conversation with. I was dealing with a girl that she was 20. She didn't get on with anyone in the shop, and her solution to everything was get her mum involved. So her mum come in on my day off and berated like the staff, and was saying that they're bullies and all this stuff, and made like a load of people that I knew was good workers cry and all this stuff. There's like all this drama going on. I come in on the Sunday and she come after me, this woman who was just pure poison, and I was just like, I remember standing there looking at her, and I was just thinking to myself, why am I listening? 7:15 in the morning. Why am I listening to this fucking idiot? Do you know what I mean? Why do I have to deal with her?
Yeah.
And then that's when I knew I was done with that job, and I stayed for another fucking year and a half. I should have left then. Yeah. But I fucking stayed and let the resentment build up over that year and a half towards everyone. And like that, I think when you know, you know. And I think if this listener is questioning it, we all question our jobs. Like, I question my job every day now, but there's reasons I go in, and I like the guys I work with, and the work isn't hard and stuff like that. The grass isn't always greener, but you do know when you know. And if you're miserable, then you need to move on.
Yeah. There's no good and bad days in a career you don't want to be. There's just always bad days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you're exactly right. Like she says, or they say that there's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It's when the high highs are no longer outweighing the low lows. As soon as it starts to unbalance and it just keeps going, it's a downward spiral into, as Jamie said, resentment. And then, one day you just have a massive blow up on your head nurse or whatever, and then that's it. You're just sort of out in your ass then. Uh, you've just, the other side of it as well is career progression. You're in that role not just because it's altruistic, you want to be a good guy and stuff like that. If you don't see career progression and you start to stagnate, that also creates a build up of resentment. So, you know, you want to progress in your career, maybe become a head nurse or matron or what have you. Uh, if you don't see career opportunity there because you're stuck doing the same thing day in, day out, again, doesn't help either. And that helps you push you out the door.
Yeah.
In my role, when I started as an apprentice at 16, I was in the test labs for 7 years in total, and one of the managers recognised that I was, as he called it, sort of wasted down there. And he sort of put in a bit of belief for me and put me into an engineering role. And here I am, 14 years later, I'm a design engineer. And it's great. Honestly, I still go in. There's days where I'm sort of like, this is just a shit show, but those aren't outweighing sort of the good days. I've got a great team that I work with, and I'm okay at the moment.
Yeah.
But this listener, yeah, they need to sort of just evaluate. Have I got progression? Are my highs still outweighing the lows? Because, like Dan said, nurse man, that's a tough gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I couldn't do it.
And I think work is incredibly social as well. Like, you spend a lot of time there, and if you're not enjoying the people in that workplace as well, then that's a big thing.
Yeah,
It's a big thing for me now. I don't care
Exactly.
much more about. I know it sounds terrible, but I don't care much more about making sure I'm ahead of someone. But I care about the social side of it and making sure that I'm happy with the people I work with. I like when I spent such a long time in management, you realise you don't have any mates. You don't have any. You don't have anyone that you can console it to. But you had a lot of people that are snaking, and I think if you decide to step up in a role, you got to kind of trust the people around you. And I think I could trust the people around me now, where when you're in a situation where I was before, I'd reached my limit in that place.
Yeah,
Kind of what
exactly.
you were saying.
And Dad's obviously got more experience than any of us in the working world. Like, you experience this sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I didn't think you could hear me.
Yeah.
No, I've had shit jobs, man. I tell you, the only reason I stuck with them because of the money, and I needed to go out drinking and stuff like that. I don't know how long this nurse has been a nurse, but
Doesn't say.
yeah, it doesn't say. But if it's like a young nurse, been at it a couple of years or maybe two, you're better off sticking to it because you know what you're doing, and making a change is a really big step, moving to another job and training to do something else. If you're young enough, you can do it. But if you're in a certain, I don't know how old this person is, but they need to stick to their job. And if they need to, like she said, she has highs, or he said he has highs and lows. You count the highs against the lows, and if the highs are higher than the lows, stick to it. Especially if you know what you're doing, and it's a really important job. And you will get appreciated at the end of it, by whoever. Even watching people getting better and going home and all that kind of thing, that could be a high, can't it?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that must be one of the most rewarding things.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of nurse. Could be a cancer nurse, could be just a ward nurse, could be anything,
I think that's like a nurse is like one of the good things. Like, you could go anywhere. You could go private
Yeah.
and stuff like that. That's good money.
Such a
Private
good
nurses.
experience, and it's like they say, it's a job for life. It's going to be a job for the rest of your life, So for her to change it, or him to change, I don't know if it's him or her, change their mind and try a different path, it all depends on their age. I mean, if they're young, they could do it. You know what I mean? They could change their job and no problem, or change their career path. But once you get
Yeah,
into
'cause
the older
if
brackets, it's hard work.
if they're in Britain,
Mm.
because she says about underfunding. If
Yeah,
they're in Britain,
yeah,
then the NHS like might, if she's working with the NHS, she might have to move out of that and see if she can go private, or even if she goes towards the more caring side of being a nurse, where she's caring for the elderly or something like that,
yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
working for
Depending on what
private
job she's
businesses.
doing, yeah.
Yeah,
She could be a Macmillan nurse. She could be anyone, you know.
yeah,
Just don't become a receptionist because them are bitches.
yeah. What is
Receptionist,
it? They're like the
receptionist,
the GP receptionist seems to think they're the god of this earth, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just evil people. Like, and then you get past them, and all the nurses and that are really nice. But that fucking, you don't want to talk to them on a
doctor,
phone.
The doctor goes, "Why don't you come and see me earlier?" Because they wouldn't let me come and see her earlier.
Because that cunt on the desk,
Yeah.
that fucking cunt on the desk, that pure
I
venom
rang up at
woman out
8:31,
out
and I should
there.
have rang up at 8:30 and 29 seconds, but I rang up at 8:31, and then every
Yeah.
single point was gone.
Oh,
we
man,
have this. We have
when
this
I was
woman.
when I was ill, man, they gave me an appointment 2 weeks after my original fucking phone call, and then like it took my mum to keep calling them. Like my mum had to like take control of my life, like I was a fucking 16-year-old, and like keep calling them because they just weren't listening to me. Innit? That I was that fucked because I was on the point of they actually when I went actually and spoke to the nurse did my chest. She says, "You're on the verge of having pneumonia. Like, that's how bad my chest had got." And she goes, "You're probably a week off being put into fucking hospital." And I was thinking, they've let me get this bad because I've been calling up and they gave me an appointment for the Thursday after that. And that was all because I called up too late every time they wanted me to fucking call up.
Yeah, my doctors has to do it. They do phone call only unless the doctor says to come in. So I have to call in sick to work to call my doctors. It's fucking mental. But when I phone them, the triage nurse, she speaks really weird, and she always goes, "Hello," and you're like, "Hi," and she's like, "What's your
You
name?"
think it's like a fucking automated reverse.
Yeah, and I'm like, Daniel Say. She says, "Date of birth," and I'm like, okay. It freaks me out every time. I don't even know what she looks like. She may not be real.
You need to go down and see her.
It's like she's having a stroke every time she does a
I went to
sentence.
my doctor's the other day for a prescription because the chemist is inside the doctor's. I walked past reception and there was 8 people sitting in reception, manning the phones. Yeah, when I'm ringing, I have to turn it off, then ring again, turn it off, then ring again. It keeps going to answer phone, then turn it off and ring again, and then it'll answer and it go, "You are 27th in the queue." Goes all the way down to 1. When I get to 1, she goes, "All the appointments have been taken. I'm sorry, you have to ring back after 2 o'clock."
Which is insane, isn't it? It's fucking mental.
And what I've learned,
I was 27th in the queue. And there was 8 receptionists.
I've learned to sort of kind of, it's going to sound bad, it's kind of give up with that line of thinking and just go straight for 111 because
111 gets you an appointment straight away.
yeah, I mean you might have to go to bloody Dunstable or wherever to get to go to that specific doctor, but you know what? At least you're getting seen.
111, when I got my first set of antibiotics when I had the chest infection, that is how I got them through 111.
Yeah,
Just like-
absolutely insane.
Just like the way Jamie had to throw in about his sickness there, just to milk it a little bit more.
Well, Dan,
I've been gone 2 weeks, Jamie, and you're still talking about it.
I had long enough. I spent the whole fucking of February and March ill.
Yeah, I know. We got a few snot emails about that. You know what I mean?
I know.
Just
We
throw it out there.
people complained about the lack of my breath. I
She
should
just
have
likes to bring it up
said
every
that.
now and again, just to fucking milk it.
Throw
I
the
was
fucking
ill.
boot in.
I was ill. I almost died. The nurse told me I almost died.
A nurse told me I almost died. Accept it.
But yeah, so Yeah,
before you change your career, have a look at what you want to do,
Yep.
what the options are, and what you want to train as, and what you want to do, or where you want to go before
Mhm.
giving up that. Because I mean, that career is like top of the league, being a nurse or being a
Yeah.
doctor or a surgeon or anything like that. And it's a job for life. And I mean, you work in a different place, Dan. Connor works a different. We all work in factories and that. And it's like Jamie said, the grass ain't always greener on the other side, mate. Never
No.
greener on the other side.
No.
Mhm.
Not unless you win, make me a winner or the lottery.
no, don't
Yeah.
try.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's just remember what you got into it for in the first place.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on to that.
But but never leave a job without having something else first, please.
Never,
Please
never,
don't.
never.
Yeah, especially with our advice.
Yeah. But yeah, just like I said, like if there's no ups, there's always downs. Then it's probably best to check something else. But there's always progression or other things within your field that you can do.
Yeah.
And we hope for good luck. But keep on listening,
Hmm.
Yeah, let us know what you've done.
and yeah, we always like to hear what's going on. But that's it, Jamie. 2 years finished. Never
2
again.
years.
Gone quick, innit?
Has gone quick, very quick.
Gone really quick, man.
Who knew two complete losers that never done anything could do 2 years?
Exactly. And keep it up.
Thank you.
Oh, that's mean. You guys have smashed it.
Never
We
missed
haven't missed a Friday in 2 years,
And they'll be only
even with
30
my
quid.
fucking meltdown that I had. So,
What was that, Joe?
even with.
And you'll be earning 30 quid a week off it.
Yeah,
Man.
exactly.
You got
Exactly.
3 different accounts, have you? You're going to be doing it yourself.
Well, you've only got £20.97 pence. £27.97 a week.
Fucking Jamie wants to give it away for free. I'm the supposed to be the slut here. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you what he was originally going to put it as. Wouldn't be making anything.
Yeah, because Clinton Baptiste is £7.
Yeah, £7, yeah.
Yeah, but he's only one. There's 2 of us.